everyone, today I'm here with a Wheel of TBR. I missed a month of doing that for December. I just sort of, I think, fell into a reading slump. So, and also I had this idea that TBRs don't actually help me, because when I've got a TBR in front of me, I feel restricted on what I'm going to do. So this time I'm going to do it slightly differently, and I'm going to tell you a little bit later. But before I get into it, I need to tell you how I did in the month of November for my Wheel of TBR. So I had these 4 books on my Wheel of TBR, and I've completed all of them. If you want to hear my thoughts on all of these books, plus some others that I read in the month of November, please check out my wrap up for November. So with my TBRs lately, like I said, I have been a little bit struggling with it. So I thought I'd just go with the mood. But also what I've noticed, looking at my bookshelf, it is a little bit overwhelming to choose what exactly I'm in the mood for. But I also don't like having a strict TBR. So I think this time what I might do is do 5 spins. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do like an extra spin or not if a colour comes up again. And also what I might do is pick out a random book from my TBR jar. But instead of putting the pressure of reading all of the books from this TBR, it'll just be my choices that I could choose from. And if I complete 3 books out of those 6 or 7, that means I have completed my TBR, Wheel of TBR for the month. Because I don't want to put too much pressure on myself, and I'm definitely not going to be doing any like punishment or anything, because that means I'm not going to be enjoying it. That does mean that I will be spinning the wheel more times, but not to, like I said, not to read all of the books, but just to have choices to choose from within the month of January. I'm also filming it a little bit in advance. I'm filming it on the 24th of December, so I still got like a week to go. I might start some of these books in December depending on how my reading goes. I also noticed that when I don't have a monthly TBR, that's when I tend to not really read much. When I've got a stack of books in front of me, I actually want to go and read them. But when I don't, I'm not exactly hurrying up, but I do have a massive TBR that needs to be read, so I need a TBR. So all of that aside, let's get into the spins. But first I need to swap the one that we had from last month. So the prompt that I'm going to be choosing is this one, which is not a pretty cover. Let's do spin number 1. Wow. Well, okay, not a pretty cover comes up straight away. To be honest, even that feels overwhelming to think about. So let me think. This doesn't need to be so... Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Whilst I'm choosing, I'm going to show you something. This is the kitten that I mentioned in my previous video. Look at him, he's so pretty. He's called Rudy. Little boy, he's purring. So sweet. Oh, little boy. Oh, he's purring. Look at that beautiful face. So pretty. Doesn't want to stay still. Since I said I am going to at one point do a video on me reading a box of stories from 4 different boxes, let's pick up The Last Ballad by Wiley. This was from my very first box that I got from there, which was a historical fiction box. I don't particularly think this is a particularly pretty cover, but after actually getting it, I have heard great things about it, so it is a choice. I don't have to read it in January, but it will be a choice. So there we go. Right, so let's swap this prompt for something else. Let's pick this one, which is classics. Spin number 2. Short book, perfect. Let's go with the same project. So I'm picking The Silence of Herondale by Joanne Aiken, which is a bit of a classic novel of gothic suspense, which is another from a box of stories from the Halloween box. It is a short book, it's only 160 pages, so I'm looking forward to this one. Let's swap the prompt for this one, which is Most Anticipated. Spin number 3. Oh, my pick. Great. Well, I'm going to pick Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik, which is a Russian vibes fantasy, Rumpelstiltskin retelling. My husband got it for me, and it's perfect season to read it, so that's what I'm picking. It's more on a massive side, but I was planning to read it in January or February anyway, so I might as well put it on the TBR now as my pick. So there we go, Spinning Silver. Sorry, I didn't actually tell you what this one is about. I'm going to read you the blurb. Ella May Wiggins' husband has run off again and she must keep her 4 young children alive with the only work she can find. The night shift at a North Carolina mill. When union leaflets begin to circulate, she yearns for the better life the organisers promise. But the mill owners, backed by other nefarious forces, claim the union is nothing but a front for the Bolshevik menace sweeping across Europe, and they will use every means in the power, including bloodshed, to prevent the workers banding together. And this one is a child in danger, an isolated house in the depths of winter, and a killer on the loose. Snow-covered fields and moors stretch away on all sides of Herondale House. Despite rumours of an escaped killer on the run, Deborah Lindsay knows that she must control her fear. She has a young charge, a 13-year-old prodigy, Karine, to care for, but the isolated Yorkshire farmhouse already holds the terrible secret of one death. And after an increasing number of sinister accidents, Deborah begins to wonder how long it will be before evil strikes again. Also, now, sorry for the noises, but considering my cat is awake, he's playing with everything he can. So if you hear just random noises, that's him. Right, so let's swap this for something else. And we're swapping it for this one, which is Reread. That would actually be perfect if it came up. Spin number 4. Well, it looks like it's bang on in the middle, but I think it's slightly going more to the classic side. So let me pick a classic. I'm choosing Frenchman's Creek by Daphne du Maurier. I have been slowly reading her books, and again, this is the one that my husband got for me a while ago now as well. So I also tend to read her books in winter anyway, so I think this is perfect that it came up for January. I don't know a lot about this book, so I'm not going to read you the blurb this time, but as I can see, it's kind of set on the sea and it's always like mysterious and dark atmosphere with Daphne du Maurier, so I'm really looking forward to this one as an option. Let's swap it for the last spin. Whoops. And let's pick this one, which is Random Number Generator. That'd be interesting. So spin number 5. Start a new series. Let me see. I think that's going to be an easy one because I have been thinking about this book for a while. It's going to be Shadowborn Academy Book 1, Year 1 by G. Bailey and Scarlett Snow. It's like a dark fae fantasy set in an academy for dark fae. I think it's also like romantic fantasy probably. So let's see what I think of it. But I do need to read it for the magical readathon for my character prompt, so it needs to happen. So I'm glad to have that as an option. Right, so these 5 are what the wheel kind of chose for me. There's definitely like darker spines going in the middle. So, but like I said, I'm also going to do a TBR jar pick, which is a random pick. Also, before I forget, I'm going to take that off for next month to remember where we stopped. So all of the titles that I have not read from my TBR are in this jar, and I'm gonna randomly pick one and that will be added to my TBR. But again, it's just the choices. I don't have to read all of them. So let's see what comes up. Oh, I'm nervous. So let's pick this one, which is A Court of Mist and Fury, which means I'll have to reread A Court of Thorns and Roses before. Alright, does that count? Because I'm not fancying rereading that. Do you know what? Considering it's the second one and I need to reread it, considering the first one didn't come up, I'm going to put it back in and do another one. Don't know whether you can call that cheating. I don't think so. Like if I pick the next book in a series that I'm reading, and if it's like the 9th book in a series but I'm on the 5th one, I would pick the 5th one. But in this case, it's just a little bit different, I think. Alright? I say it's different. So let's pick this bundle, which is this one. And this one is Mrs. England. Ooh. So the TBR jar choice is Mrs. England by Stacey Halls, which is a historical fiction, and I've enjoyed both of the novels that I read by Stacey Halls, so this is the next one for me to read, and I'm really excited for this one. This one is like another sort of mysterious novel in where the main character goes to a house and there's some stuff happening, or something mysterious happening with the house or with the characters. Not exactly sure, can't quite remember, but I'm really looking forward to it. So hopefully I can get into it in January. Let's hope. This is officially my TBR for January, but like I said, I don't have to read all 6 because that's probably not going to happen anyway, and I would also like to have some room in between the books to choose, maybe by mood or something else. So if I read 3 out of these 6, that means it's a success and I've completed the books, because these are just the choices. Just a reminder. I'm definitely going to try to get to Spinning Silver, that's for sure. I'm also in the mood for the Shadowborn Academy, also in the mood for Frenchman's Creek. So if I read those 3, that would be perfect. But maybe I could also squeeze in this tiny one, The Silence of Herondale, as well. But of course I'm excited for Mrs. England as well. Definitely excited because I love Stacey Hall's writing style and her stories in general. The Last Ballad also intrigues me, but we'll just have to see how the month goes. Anyway, if you read any of the books that I've mentioned, please let me know what you thought of them without spoiling anything, and what you think of my new TBR system, which could change again in the future. I'm not sure, I feel like I'm always inconsistent with my TBR system. If you like this video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye!